Hi everyone! Today I'm going to perform a design magic trick, and for this trick I have already predicted how you will read the next slide. Was my prediction right? I bet it was. But this is no magic trick. I was actually just directing your eyes using type hierarchy, and in this video I'll show you how to harness the same type of control over your audience. So when I say type hierarchy, I'm referring to the way that typography, or words are organized on and across your presentation pages. And a successful type system will establish an order of importance and will ultimately help you more quickly communicate your message. So let's run through a few strategies that you can start using in your presentations. The first thing I think about is size. Most people think that bigger is more visible, and for the most part, they are correct. But it's important to remember that size is relative. So if everything is big on the page, nothing will stand out. A good way to remember this is to think about going to see a play. So imagine that the first actor enters and starts yelling his lines. And then a second and third actor enter, and they begin yelling their lines. And then a fourth actor enters. And by the time everyone's on stage yelling, no one can understand a thing. So if everyone is yelling, no one can hear anything. And size is a lot like that. So imagine that each section of your type is an actor, and you get to be the director and decide who has what voice. You should always give the most important takeaway message the loudest voice, and then decide how the other messages compare in importance, and size them accordingly. The next principle is contrast. So contrast refers to the difference in light and dark between letters and the background that they're set against. So black letters against a white background, or vice versa, will always provide the most contrast because black and white are opposite extremes on the scale of light and dark. So in this example, I've actually used contrast to overpower size. So, it's not just you follow size and then you follow contrast. This is all kind of give and take. So because the contrast is so great between the white letters and the black background, and so subtle between the gray letters and the gray background, your eyes were drawn to the white letters first, even though the gray letters are nearly 2 times larger. So black, white, and gray tones are obviously easier to implement than colors. So for example, most people think if you make something red, it will automatically stand out. But this is often not the case if you have a colored background. So as you can see here, the red and blue are so similar in value that these two colors are nearly illegible, and it kind of creates a visual vibration that's really uncomfortable to look at. So to avoid this, choose colors within the same color family, such as a dark blue on a light blue, or from opposite sides of the color wheel. Those are called complementary colors. So the opposite of blue is yellow, so I could put a light yellow on top of this medium blue. And finally, the last principle to consider is position. And when I say position, I mean not only the placement of the words on the page, but also the relationship of the words to other elements on the page. And so here, there are a few reasons why you read the words, "Hey girl," first, and they relate to position. So number one, I've been training you in the past few examples that this middle box is where you will find the headline. Consistency in where things are positioned on the page and in relationship to other elements can help train the audience where to look for certain elements, such as a headline, key takeaways, source info for charts. And then number two, there's a ton of negative space around these two words. They kind of look like an island floating in the sea. And what's happening here is that when you allow important words to have breathing room, it gives your eyes permission to rest on these words because you're not being lured away by other page elements. So not only is this content standing out, but your audience will actually remember it more because they will spend more time looking at it. So to recap, size, contrast, and position are 3 elements to consider when making decisions with type on presentation pages. So I hope this video has provided you with new knowledge and will help make your pages more effective in the future.